I was envisioning like this Hunger Games thing. We're all going to be running and diving for material. While I was at the Keystone Clash 2022, I got to participate in my very first ever Aquascape contest. I believe there were either 11 or 12 of us, but we're going to run through here and look at all these cool scapes. So here's the first one here. I did enjoy scaping next to this person. I'm not going to tell you whose any of these scapes are. You guys might probably already know by now because I'm sure other people have talked about them, but I'm not personally going to tell you whose scape was which just in case I miss anybody's names. But this was scape number 1. I love the plants and I love the kind of archy thing in the middle. Scape 2 here, I will tell you that this one was mine. That's the only one I'm going to tell you what it was. I was going for a waterfall-y thing in that back right corner. Didn't work out the way it had in my head. The rest of it looked pretty good to the way I had it in my head and vision. I did also get a crash course from Jen Williams in how to actually use aquascaping tweezers. I did not know there was an actual skill involved to tweezing. Now you had to grip it at a certain point and push it in and then slowly pull out and let go. Did not know that, but I think I accomplished most of what I wanted except for that back corner here. Going on to scape number 3. This one I did also enjoy. I don't like when wood comes out personally for like when I'm doing it. I don't like having wood come out because I like lids on my tanks because I have to deal with a lot of evaporation. But this one I did like when the wood came out. A couple people did that. I like the look of it, but I don't like it for me personally. Just because, again, I deal with evaporation issues, and if I don't have a lid on a tank, I've got to constantly dump water in it, which is not fun for me. But I did like how the stone kind of worked with the wood and everything and the plants, and it just looked nice. And Awase gave us these lovely filters to use. The lights were from Higer, and the substrate and everything was donated to the Clash. This one, I did like the stony looking thing here, and again with the wood working with the rock and the sand, it just looked great. The rock was like my favorite part of this one. Everybody else's looked way nicer than mine because it was my first time ever scaping and I really never tried it before. I was a little weary on what woods and stuff to use, but I did appreciate everyone else's and I got a lot of ideas and tips from people. And I'm hoping the next time I do a scape, it'll be better than the one before. The next one, they did multiple tiers. The wood looks great. The tiers look good. This one was just beautiful. Of course, there were shrimp in it. If you know whose tank this is, that's not going to be a surprise. But it was a nice looking tank, and this person does this a lot. So it makes sense that theirs looks immaculate. And we had to fight over these rocks because those are the ones I was using, and then they started using them, and then I was like, well, I got to use other stuff now. This one was my favorite one, I think, of the whole aquascape. I loved the wood. I like how it has that like archy walk through thing right there in the middle. I thought the fish looked nice. I liked the plants. I liked all like the rock litter, I guess you could call it, which I learned why we do that now. But yeah, this was definitely my favorite. This is the one I voted for People's Choice. I really thought this one was probably going to win. I was a little sad that it didn't. The person that scaped this one is an amazing person, but also a wonderful aquascaper. Again, favorite tank of mine here. I just loved how everything worked together. This one I like too. This person specifically asked the rest of us if we minded if we added botanicals, and the botanicals in this one just brought the whole thing together. So this didn't go as the way I thought it was. So when they first said it was going to be a free-for-all, I was envisioning like this Hunger Games thing. We're all going to be running and diving for materials. And it was just like we casually walked over. It was nice and cordial. There was no fighting over materials or anything like that. So when they were like, hey, do you mind if we put botanicals in tanks? We were all like, no, that's fine. One of the other scapers brought over moss for everybody so we could all have some moss, since we didn't have it with the plants we had. And it just worked out great. It was a fun event had by all. I don't think anybody had any issues with the event at all. This one, I liked this one for the simplicity of it, because you can see what the person was going for with their concept. I like that there was, still that height and whatnot, but I think it was still a lovely scape. It still looks beautiful. Like, I think even this one looks 10 times better than what I did. Just the way the rock and the sand are close colors. I liked the wood. I just loved this one altogether. There wasn't one I didn't like. This one, again, we had wood coming out the top, which, again, I don't do myself because of evaporation, but I did like this one. The rock was pretty cool. I don't know what kind of rock it was, but I liked the rock and the way the wood came out of the rock. I've never done that before. Never even dawned on me to do something like that. A corkscrew valve in the back looks beautiful. I like that there's like that empty space there so you can really hone in on the stuff on the side versus everything being so crazy and sporadic. That was one of the comments I got on mine, that they wish there was like a neutral focus point versus plants everywhere, which again, I did not know, but I know for next time. Got some pretty good tips. This one again, I loved. Nice and simple. The wood and the rock work together, the plants coming out of it. This one just reminded me of what I might see if I was like looking through a riverbed one day. Again, all things I didn't do. Oh, and I got to use this really cool super glue. It like sets up instantly. You put it on and then you spray it with this spray and it like insta sets. My mind was blown. I didn't have to sit there and hold wood for 20 minutes and I could have stuff put together. It was great. And sadly, we are coming up on the last tank here. This one, I loved the fish choice in this one because it was that nice pop of that blood red orange against all the browns and yellows of the stone and the wood and the gravel. I thought this one looked really great. Though sadly, we are coming to the end of the video here, so I will say thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy this kind of thing, please do share it out, hit a like, leave a comment down below, let me know your favorite scape in this. And until next time, I will see you guys later.